The United Kingdom today mourning the death of Queen Elizabeth II. She is about to be laid to rest. And while that is the case, the debate both in the UK and the British Commonwealth continues about the need and value of the monarchy itself.
Yeah, our team is in London. Lindsay Tuckman and Luke Hanrahan, they have more for us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, it's certainly a complicated monarchy, the Windsor dynasty, and it's something that needs to be discussed. So we're going to unpack the question of whether or not the United Kingdom needs a monarchy anymore. And here to do so with us is Maurice Mcleod, social commentator and chief executive of social policy with Race on the Agenda, which is an anti-racism research organization. Maurice, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Hello.
We've been watching this ceremony unfold all day today and throughout the week, with many paying their respects. But you are one who believes that the UK no longer needs a monarchy. Can you explain your thoughts behind that and your thoughts on the ceremonial aspects throughout the day today?
Yeah. So thank you. I think it's important to say that, you know, lots of people are very upset, and I'm completely respectful of that. And so I think the conversation about the monarchy, a lot of people like me who maybe think we shouldn't have one have kind of held off having that conversation until sort of, you know, the Queen's been buried, just out of respect. But having said that, you know, you say no longer needs a monarchy. I'm not sure why we ever needed a monarchy. I'm not sure. You know, I believe everyone's born equal, so I'm not sure why anyone would ever need to be born above somebody else. Just the very concept doesn't make sense, I think.
And what do you have to say about the profits, I guess, of this royalty that go back centuries, and some of that money, of course, made during the colonial era of the British Empire? What do you have to say about how the royal family should potentially approach that subject now?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard, isn't it? Because the royal family is the symbol of Britain's sort of history and glory and all that sort of stuff, which also means it's a symbol of some of the bad stuff, the slavery, the oppression, the colonialism, the theft. You know, the first thing that needs to happen is honesty. Let's be honest about where, you know, I'm British. Let's be honest about the history of the country that we live in, that's sort of led by, you know, nominally this monarchy. Let's be honest about that relationship. You know, I think the Crown's estate is something like 34 billion quid. That's you know, that's not money they've earned by hard graft, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, they own huge portions of the United Kingdom, and that's something that they've inherited down the ages. It is, though, something that they try to invest in, so they're, I suppose, also philanthropic endeavours, and their charities do represent positive, and I guess for many people that's what monarchy represents, something positive. But for you, just explain, I guess, why it's a negative perspective.
Yeah, I mean that gets said a lot, and I think we need to really unpick the personal from the symbolic. Now, personally, the Queen is a perfectly lovely person who did her duty and lived to be very long and is part of all of our lives. No one's criticising her as an individual. What we're talking about is the very concept of monarchy. So if we're talking about what should be happening with that money, and, you know, isn't it great that they do charitable things? Yeah, sure, but let's not have the inequality in the first place so they don't have to do charity. Let's not have 34 billion quid being stuffed into one family's pockets from all of us taxpayers. You know, I can't afford half the things that the royal family do. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. And let's move to fairness. And
now, of course, King Charles III is in power. He has talked about a slimmed down monarchy. What are your thoughts on what that will look like, and are you optimistic at all about the future of the monarchy in that route, in that way, if abolishing it altogether is not an option?
Well, I mean, I think that the idea of a slimmed-down monarchy is a good one. It makes sense. We're going into this incredible cost of living crisis that's going to be hurting a lot of people, and even just the sort of pomp and stuff that surrounds the royals and the cost of it needs to be reined in a bit. So I'm not surprised he does that, but it's really just a sort of PR move, really. The real conversation is why we have a monarchy in the first place.
Yeah, and this is certainly a conversation that needs to be had, and one that I wish we had more time to discuss, but we do appreciate you coming on here today, again, for this very complicated legacy that Queen Elizabeth II is leaving behind. Maurice Mcleod, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back.